Hello viewers, this is Just Fake Network TV, a place where you can get the latest information about Nigeria news and now the news in details. Igbos will lose a whole lot if they insist on leaving Nigeria. The increasing wave of Biafran agitation sweeping across Nigeria of recent leaves much to be desired due to the fact that Igbos, who are at the forefront of the struggle, don't want to sit down and do their homework thoroughly. There is this Igbo proverb that says that a well-traveled man is wiser than a grey-haired man, which accentuates the importance of exposure and traveling. An average Igbo man by nature is itinerant, well-educated, exposed and business-oriented. There is hardly any country you would travel to in the world without seeing an Igbo man. Igbo men have been to both the farthest and the southernmost part of the earth. It is on record that the Amazu family of Otolo, Inewi, and Ato Nwambufo, a Nigerian navigator in Russia, out for Anambra State, were the first Nigerians to travel to the North Pole and Antarctica respectively. Statistics has revealed that a greater percentage of Igbos are living outside their historical and political enclave, Southeast. Also, a huge number of Igbos' investments and properties are situated in various parts of the country, especially in Lagos State and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Manam Nasser El-Rufai, the present governor of Kaduna State, during his tenure as the Minister of Federal Capital Territory (FCT) in 2007, divulged that Igbos had acquired 73% of the landed properties in Abuja. This was contained in a news report by Chuks Okocha of These Days newspaper on May 21st, 2007, titled, "Igbos own 73% of Abuja land," says El-Rufai. According to the report, El-Rufai reportedly stated 68% of the land allocations in the FCT belongs to the 19 northern states. But in actual land ownership, 73% belongs to the Igbos, with the most aggressive in land ownership belonging to the indigenes of Anambra State, while Ebonyi lags behind. In the same vein, while addressing the Igbos community that paid him courtesy visit, sometimes in July 2017, the incumbent governor of Plateau State, Simon Baka Lalong, revealed that over 70% of the certificates of occupancy he had signed since he assumed office belongs to the Igbos in the state. This was part of the news stories that headlined Daily Trust issue of July 10, 2017, with a tie to 70% of Plateau's new certificates of occupancy for Igbo. According to Daily Trust, Governor Lalong reportedly stated, "I had to call the Commissioner for Land to ask him why it was so, and to find out if the indigenous population had quit the state for the Igbos." Just last week, a group of Yoruba traders in Lapido International Market, Lagos, was captured in a viral video bemoaning their fate, as Igbos have practically dominated the whole workshops in the zone. Out of the 13 workshops within Lapido in the International Market Zone, Igbos are occupying 12, leaving only one for them. What infuriated them the most is that Igbos are still threatening that they would use their millions to buy off the remaining one workshop, thus chasing them out from the land of their forefathers. What then do you think will happen if Igbos finally succeed in actualizing their Biafran dream? Personally, I have a predilection for traveling and geographical generally. I do spend ample time looking up maps, toying with Google Earth, and reading a lot about people and cultures of the land. I can easily mention your tribe if you tell me your state. I am so good of histories and government. Interestingly, I have been privileged to visit Kano in the north, and the sheer number of exotic mansions built by my Igbo brethren there, especially around Sabongari axis, is astonishing. Or is it in the southwest? The Igbo should be grateful to the Yorubas for their unparalleled accommodating spirit. All of the above indicates that Igbo people are party about landed properties, No other ethnic nationality comes close in the quest for the aggressive acquisitions of landed properties in Nigeria than the Igbos. Thus, in line with the insistent clamor for Biafrans and the spread of investment all over Nigeria, the begging questions here becomes, what will be made of Igbo's investment in Nigeria if Biafran finally succeed? I think we Igbos are becoming impulsive again. We do not want to learn from the events surrounding the aftermath of the Nigerian gory civil war. Nnamdi Kanu, the Biafran separatist hero, is just using propaganda to pitch Igbos against the rest of the country. Has he ever considered the fate of the millions of Igbos that will be ejected from Nigeria? Has he considered what will become of the socio-economic status of the Igbos when packed into Biafran as our Southern brothers have continued to vehemently to repudiate the Biafran ideology? This is completely asinine. During my undergraduate years, I normally spend my holidays in Port Harcourt. Around Lagos bus stop in Port Harcourt, you will notice some grim old stories building within that axis. My aunt reliably told me that those buildings were owned by Igbos who could not reclaim them after the Nigerian Civil War. Our Ikwere and Ijaw brothers did that to us. They confiscated our land properties and declared them abandoned. Till today, only the vagrants and dregs of society live in those buildings. This exactly will play out in Nigeria if Biafran finally succeed. How? In Nigeria, by the virtue of the 1978 Land Use Act, all land in the country belongs to the federal government. Individuals and corporate bodies who buy land are just mere tenants. The government owns the land, and that is why we have the issuance of certificates of occupancy, consent, ratifications, and orders. The law only recognizes some form of compensation should the government have need for your land. The Biafran exodus finally takes place. The properties will revert to the real owners, that is the government, via the legal principles of legal principles, referred to as bona vacantia. Similarly, there is this legal principle called squig quid platanto sololo. He who owns the land owns what is in it. That's the meaning. All the development on the land becomes that of the real owners, which in the case is the federal government of Nigeria. What does this imply? It implies that if Biafran materialized today, all Biafran properties and investment will be taken over by the federal government of Nigeria. This is simply the sad reality. Look at what plays out in Bakassi Peninsula. The Cameroonian government chased away the indigenous people of Bakassi and took away their land since they opted to be in Nigeria. That should serve as a big lesson to us. My fellow Igbo statesmen, please wake up from this fantasy. Let us not wash our hands and crack kernels for the fowls. We can still make Nigeria better and live in unity with our fellow countrymen. Hudo peace. Wow. So my people, what do you think? I would leave my comment for now, because the thing is that I will still not believe that if Igbos tries to leave Nigeria today, I will believe that Igbos will not regret it. I will believe that Biafrans will not regret it. But let's hear what people are saying about it. They said, Mr. Man, I don't really understand what point you are selling here. However, I've gone to Europe and see for the kind of magnificent buildings that the Jew lose in Europe during the Holocaust. It's said that the Jews are the most richest people in Europe at the time. And that is the truth. I have traveled throughout Europe and see many of the Jews' abandoned properties that they left during the First and Second World War. However, in the midst of all those abandoned, they simply have built a better society in Israel today. And everything they lost, they have gained it back in 100-fold. So, Mr. Man, where you are missing out is that you don't talk about having ability to create wealth. That is what matters most, not about losing a wealth. Israel lost so much when they don't have a nation, but today they are about the very most richest countries in the Middle East. So losing wealth is nothing to compare to having the knowledge of creating wealth. Properties without security, vanity upon vanity. Conduct referendum first and see whether we care about properties. And that is exactly it. That is the truth. That's the real fact about it. I don't think Igbos will lose anything. I don't think so. Besides, they are in Nigeria. What benefit does Nigerian government do for them? What benefit? Nothing. Nothing. They didn't get any good benefit from this present administration. They were sharing parliament, but they tried as much as possible to sideline the Igbos. And we said we are one Nigerian. May God help us. So guys, what is your own take? What do you think about this news? Your comment is highly appreciated. Kindly drop your comments at the comment section below. For those who subscribe, we want to say a very big thank you to you for subscribing. We say God bless you. If you're yet to do so, kindly press the subscription button below. And also please don't forget to press the notification button so that whenever we upload news, you will always be the first person to watch our latest news. Thank you so much. Always stay safe. Bye.